Hello everyone, my name is Alex Bartkowiak. I'm a Doctor of Chiropractic and Clinical Director of Health HQ here in sunny Southsea. And today we're going to be discussing why pain comes with age and what we can do about it. The short answer is that pain doesn't come with age, or rather it doesn't come because of age. The age isn't really the issue. I mean, as we get older, things definitely seem to groan and creak a little bit more than they used to, and people definitely come to us seeking treatment for their back pain, neck pain, knees, shoulders, ankles, hands and feet. And unfortunately, when people go to places looking for solutions, they're typically told, oh, it's just your age, it's to be expected, you'll just have to live with it. And unfortunately, it's easy to believe that that's true. Fortunately, it's not true. If it was just a matter of age, then everyone of the same age would get more of the same problems, and they don't. We see people in their 60s and 70s who are in incredible condition, and unfortunately we see people as young as in their early 20s who are in pretty bad ways. How many times have you heard someone say, oh, this is my bad knee, this is my good knee? And in clinic I hear it all the time, so I ask, well, why is that one so bad? And the response is so often, well, it's just arthritis, it's just my age, there's nothing you can do about it. And I typically have to fight a smile as my mind wants to say, well, challenge accepted. But fortunately I'm able to change it by the time it reaches my mouth into something slightly more educational and say, so how old are you? And how old is the bad knee? And how old is the good knee? And I have to confess, I do like that wide-eyed, wide-mouthed second of silence that always follows, where you can almost hear their brain thinking, I don't know where to take this argument anymore. And it can be hard realising that a long-held point of view was wrong, but at least it creates the opportunity for the right way of thinking to be found. So, what is the right way? Well, I've always liked this analogy. If two identical cars both come off the production line at the same time, they both have the same birthday. If one of them is bought by my grandma, who uses it to do little other than poodle off to church and the shops a few times a week, keeps it under a cover and then services it twice a year, but then the other car is bought by my cousin, who's late teens, drives fast, likes late gear changes and late braking, and then never bothers servicing it, both of these cars, when they reach 1 year old, will still be exactly the same age, but in very different conditions. And it's the same with you and me. So I hope that we can agree now that it's not really age that's the problem. It's not even really the miles on the clock either, which is good news. So why do we get pain as we get older? Well, we see patients of every age at the clinic, and I do mean every age, from shouldn't have been born yet to the far other end of the scale. And the vast majority of problems that we see have a basis in how people have used their bodies day to day. The truth of the matter is that part of the reason we bounce back from things faster when we're younger is just that we haven't put our bodies through so much yet. As time goes on, we deplete our body's reserves of adaptive capacity, its ability to cope with everything that life throws at us. Our system has a huge reserve when we are young, but after years of sitting at a desk, at school, then at work, and then in the car or the sofa, then too much of the wrong kind of activity, poor diet choices and stress, it all erodes those reserves. For example, I may point to someone's job as a potential reason why they have pain, only to be told, but I've only had the pain for the past month and I've been doing this job for years. And to me, that's exactly the point. At the beginning, your body is able to cope because it was working well and had huge reserves of adaptive potential. But after years of repetition, there may be certain areas that eventually start to run out and develop symptoms. A useful analogy I heard for this is your system's reserve of adaptive capacity is like an internal juggler, a juggler that juggles balls of stress. Now, when we're young, we have less balls and they're smaller. But we all know that over time, life throws more balls at us and we get bigger balls thrown at us too. Also, we have to remember that not everybody's juggler is able to juggle the same amount of stress. But all of us can eventually reach the point where we just can't cope with life throwing any more at us. We reach our limit, and any more stress that gets thrown at us, our balls drop. I've heard similar analogy with spinning plates, but some people tend to find this one, the balls one, more memorable for some reason. So once those reserves of adaptability have been spent, and we're juggling as many different stress balls as we can handle, Is there a way back from that, or is it gone forever? Well, the good news is you can absolutely do things to improve and increase those reserves again. We need to take out as many of those stressors, those stress balls that we can, and give your inner juggler a break so they can cope when life invariably throws more your way. A big part of my job day to day is to help people identify the factors that are adding stress to their system and driving their issues, for example, posture, and then to help them make a course correction as quickly and as well as possible. Because most of the things that people are doing that actually make what they've got worse, they're usually doing without even realizing that they're doing it. So much can be done with treatment, and our goal at Health HQ is to have as many tools in our arsenal to help calm down the day-to-day symptoms, then start to make areas work as well as possible, prevent as much further degeneration and deterioration as possible, support the body to help it repair as much as it can, and then, most importantly of all, arm people with the tools that they need to keep things working well, short-term, long-term, and life-term. You have to remember that if you carry on doing things the same way, you will carry on getting the same results. But that does work both ways. So if you stop doing things that make your body worse and start doing things that make it better consistently, then you will find that things consistently improve more and more. Time is going to pass regardless. How well you are working as that time passes depends on the actions that you take now. We see so many people who have been told that it's just arthritis or nothing can be done, and that we're able to help improve the quality of life for so many of them. Not because we can cure arthritis, we can't, but investigating why that joint has stopped working the way it's supposed to and started degenerating, and by affecting the dysfunctional mechanics we have almost invariably find around that area, we improve people's quality of life. Because doing nothing will only let it get worse. So if you've ever been told, even by your own brain, that the pain you get is just your age, or that it's arthritis, or that nothing can be done, create the opportunity for someone to prove you wrong, for someone to actually do something that might just help. If you're unsure, get in contact or book in for a chiro chat so you can come to the clinic and chat to one of our clinical team for free to see if we might actually be able to help your back pain, neck pain, hip, knee, shoulders, ankles, hands, feet, to stop you from feeling your rage and to get you from old fart to young at heart. If you want some advice on what to do now about any pains you're getting, have a look at our blog on pain and our blog on how best to use heat and ice. People get heat and ice wrong all the time, so these two are definitely worth a watch, and I'll put a link to them down in the doobly-doo. I will also put a link to a video of an amazing 92-year-old gymnast. Just saying. So, should you have any questions about arthritis or anything else we've talked about today, just ask your chiropractor or get in contact with us, and we will always do everything we can to help. We're always working hard to try and bring you information that makes a difference to help you. So please help us by hitting that like button. Help us both by hitting subscribe and the little dingly bell. And in the comments, tell us what you thought of the video and if there are any other topics you'd like to see us cover or any other videos you'd like to see us make. In the meantime, stay safe, stay well, stay mobile, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.